Hello everybody and welcome for the very first time from your perspective to Man the Guns, the expansion to Hearts of Iron. It's finally here. It's so exciting. There's so many new things. The Navy is overhauled. There's fuel. There's custom game rules. And for this video, we're going to focus on that last one. So, I was about to start recording a series, and then I realized that episode 1 would basically just be me looking at the custom game rules. So I'll make this a separate video, and then I'll launch into my Japan campaign. So, custom game rules, a new feature in Man the Guns. Maybe in 1.16. I don't remember if this is a free feature or a paid feature. I'm sorry. Darn it. I don't remember, I'm afraid. But either way, you know, come on. We're all going to get this DLC. It looks so good. Anyway, custom game rules. So there's the normal buff decisions, which you can do, which I think are unchanged. These are all just the same. They look the same, except they now reduce fuel consumption as well. But then there's all these rules, basically. So, for example, you can make it so anyone can justify war goals at certain levels of tension, or anyone can justify war goals ever, or you can only do it with focuses. And there's quite a few things like that, so let's take a look. So you can make it so military access and docking right is illegal, linked to the same ideology. Release nations, you can make it so it's only while at peace, which is pretty good because people use releasing nations gamey sometimes. Most of these, the non-standard options, do turn off achievements, worth noting. You can make production licenses locked. What are the other interesting ones? Yeah, I like the idea of having free volunteers. That's going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to trying to play a game like that, where you have, you're just trying to do the Winter War, and then the US sends some huge tanks to Finland and things like that. That would be interesting. Some of the new mechanics, like takeover faction leadership, can be banned. In case you don't want to go into that kind of thing, you can block you can block the removing of guarantees, so the US can't cause world tension by revoking stuff. You can ban coups. You can ban paradrops, you can set a maximum fort level, and this works just like it does in most people's multiplayer games, where you can build up to this level, but then focuses can actually go past it. So it's nice, there's an easy way to enforce your max fort level. All of these work in multiplayer, by the way, to my knowledge. Now there's the AI behavior ones, so you can say, hey Germany, I really want you to restore the I want you to take a random path, or Germany, I really want you to try and restore the Kaiser. This only dictates how their focuses go. I believe. I don't think it affects when they take decisions or how they play otherwise. It's just what focuses they take. But obviously the AI informs what decisions it's taking and what decisions it has available to it very heavily from what focuses it has. So you can do all kinds of things. So let's say we were going to play as the Soviet Union, right? And we wanted to face a heavily monarchist Europe. We could say, like, hey, Germany, restore the Kaiser. Japan... Well, Japan default is already... I mean, they're not in Europe either, but they're already going that way. Italy, go default, but then Germany should eventually try and turn them monarchist. And then we'll say, hey, Romania, go with the Balkan dominance, keep Karol in charge. And then Yugoslavia, I want you to go fascist and join... Sorry, I want you to go... historical, because then you might join with the Kaiser, and that kind of thing. And you can say, I'm interested in getting involved in China, so let's have communist China go crazy, go random, and then the Soviet Union might have a chance to kind of intervene to support the communists while they're doing whatever wacky stuff they're going to try and do. And I want Britain to go empower the King's Party. I want lots of monarchists in Europe, and you can do all this kind of thing for all of the nations that have really got their lovin' in focus trees already. You can set which path you want them to go down. You can also save presets of rules, so you can set up like multiplayer, casual, multiplayer, historical, and save those. And this means that if you're playing as the UK in multiplayer, for example, you could have ahistorical focuses and yet know that these guys are all going to support the crown, for example. You could set it so that the Commonwealth is all going to stay with you, even though while the rest of the world goes crazy, which could be fun, and things like that. You can also do these game setup ones, which basically balkanize the Americas, Africa, Asia, the UK, Yugoslavia, Soviet Union, and India. So, for example, let's look at Africa here. If we decolonize Africa, and then we load in, you'll see that Africa gets just torn apart, basically. All of the new nations that have been added get immediately released. So let's take a look at that here. Takes a second longer to load in, obviously, because it's just creating like an extra 30 tags or something ridiculous. All right, there we go. Look at that. So you can choose to do things like this and then see how that affects your gameplay. Like now, if you're playing Italy, you've got a whole bunch of extra targets to conquer, and they're all going to start industrializing with their national focuses. So it'll be interesting, and that releases South Africa into the Allies if you decolonize there as well. Okay, cool. So that's the custom gameplay rules. I just thought I'd do a separate video letting you know how those work before I launch into my main one. See you soon for my glorious campaign in Japan.